Salutations to those who are young and young at heart. Oremi, Madamfo, Enyim, Salam alaikum, Hola, buena gente, Bonjour, legend, Linja, Dumelang, Murigaboto, Muliwanji, Murigaboto, Makadin, Karibu, Mwakaitawani, Munotambere. Welcome to Blackvue SDA online platform. This is a place where your soul will find rest. Did you know every Wednesday and Friday at 6:15 p.m. we have consistent midweek prayers? Not only that, during the day from Monday to Friday, if you need a soulful song, please tune into our platform and indeed you'll find rest for your soul. On Sabbath, which is Saturday, we have services from 8:30 right up to 6 p.m. What do you expect to find? We have got the church at study, Sabbath school, music. It's story time. Even our little ones, the children, will find solace on Blackvue online worship platforms. Yes, not only are they going to receive a powerful sermon for them, but including the songs, and they'll sing the songs of Zion in the comfort of your home. Yes, you are waiting for the power hour as we receive the beautiful words, the wonderful words that come from the Word of God. In the afternoon, we have got powerful discussions, not only for the young, but even for the old, as we prepare this journey on this planet Earth before the sundown. Yes, there is a sermon that will usher you into the new week as you listen to God speak to you. What are you waiting for? Tell your friends about it. Don't forget to join us on YouTube and Facebook. Like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you as we meet on Blackvue online worship platform.
Nobody can stop me. Don't you wanna go? I'm going there. Nobody can stop me.
Welcome to Awakening Africa, a program brought to you in discussing issues pertaining Africa on religion, education, politics, as well as why Africa has been stagnant for a long time, why Africa is not developing, why it is underdeveloped. I'm your host, Chelo Gigi, as always, and I'm with Dr. Mushalika. How are you, sir?
Very good, G. How are you doing?
Great. How was your week?
The week has been excellent. How have you been doing?
We are fine.
Are you making money at home?
Of course. It has to be a trend.
It has
It has to be a trend.
Awesome.
Now, Doc, last week we were talking about stagnation. We were talking about why Africa is so in a deep slumber. People sleeping, things are not moving. Okay? And you explained very well how stagnation comes about. But I want us to look at how we can come out of stagnation, because it is one thing saying that you're stagnant and it is another, coming out. Now, the Europeans came. I always want to refer to what we're talking about.
Sure.
The Europeans came, and now when they came, they sort of got into our system, our government systems, to a level where they're able to give us back aid. They're able to give us back ideas on which to say, look, they want to come and develop the roads. They want to come and develop bridges or buildings or whatever it is. But then, on particular projects, they just bring materials, and yet the figures that they tell us are in monetary terms. So I want you to look at that. Why don't they bring the money, and yet they bring the products that are already made? Okay? Today, as we talk about projects, I want you to focus in that line so that we are able to understand and help each other. Yeah.
Very complex subject you bring. It's awesome. I like it when you say, why don't they bring the money? Instead, they bring their completed projects. Why don't they bring the money? Instead, they bring materials where value has already been added. Gigi, I'll ask you a question. Do you take money to the market?
No.
Well, what did you take to the market?
The product.
And what does the market give you?
Money.
So until Africa realizes that this aid is not aid, you are a market.
Is it?
Okay. You are a market where people come to trade, and their interest is to get money. So you don't expect someone who has gone to sell to take money to the market. We go to the market to make money. And I mean, without beating about the bush, the Western world is here in Africa to make money, not to bring
the money.
Because as we discussed money a few sessions ago, money is an idea. Money is a liquid. Money is currency. Money is a commodity on the move. Money is not a real thing. It is a facilitator of exchange. So the real thing is what is exchanged, and not what you gain out of the exchange. So talking about the projects you are talking about, and the question you are raising is, look, Africa has been in stagnation. We have acquired political independence. We dance around as free people. We move with national IDs with empty pockets. People who come without national IDs employ those with IDs. All right. So you are Zambian. You have a green national registration card. You work for the Chinese who has no NRC. And you do everything for him. But at the end of the day, the person without an ID gets the money. So I don't know the value of your ID. I don't understand the value of your ID. Right? So let's talk about projects. Now, what will make Africa move is a cultural shift, a serious cultural shift. When you meet Africans, what is their usual stance on life? Africans are mainly wishing people. They love to wish. We wish things would be
this way.
We wish things would be that way. We wish, And many times when you are wishing, you actually mistake it for thinking.
Okay.
You are wishing and you think you're thinking. You are not. Apart from wishing, Africans love to dream of a better future. they'll have to dream that one day things will get better. There's really nothing wrong with dreaming. But until you lay foundations under your dreams are useless. Okay? So what is it that we need to do as Africans in order to move from this stagnated giant of wealth into a continent in motion which is capable of looking after everyone on earth? We need to get back to why we are on earth.
Okay.
And I love it. Genesis 1 verse 28. And the Lord blessed them. And the Lord blessed them. What I like is that every time the Lord blesses, he names the blessings.
Okay.
He's not like you church guys who tell people be blessed without naming
The blessing.
the areas of blessing. Okay? So, and the Lord blessed them. Then he lists the blessings. Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth. This is not a big challenge because it's a biological function.
Yeah.
This is why you should not be contented with being biologically useful. It's not enough.
Okay.
Okay? So multiplying fellow human beings is not really a serious issue. Any person can manage. As long as you are healthy, you're okay. You can multiply people. There is a comma after that blessing. Replenish the earth. Now to replenish means to put back. To put back what you have used.
Okay.
So when God finished creating this world, put nutrients in the soil, put trees on land, put animals on land, he said to man, I'm not coming back to create anything anymore. I am now empowering you to put back whatever you use. So today, there's a cry all over the world. Climate change brought about by deforestation. Climate change brought about by pollution. Climate change. The solution to climate change will not come with prayers. The trees that we have cut, we must replant.
Okay.
The blessing is in us.
Okay.
If you are a farmer and you plant your crops on land and they utilize the nutrients, the nitrogen, the phosphorus, the potassium, you need to replenish. You need to put back. You need to put back what you used. Now already you can notice that if there is one challenge Africans have, it is the inability to replenish. Today we have created deserts. We have cut down trees. We, get into Zimbabwe, get into rural Zambia, we have cut down trees. And what do? We shift to the next forest to repeat the same behavior. And we don't put back. Okay? The next blessing, subdue the earth. Subdue the earth. And you know what to subdue means? It means be in charge of it.
Yeah.
Make the earth do for you whatever you want it to do. And so you realize already that God is project oriented.
Yeah.
Because all these are projects. Tree planting is a project. Making the earth do for you whatever you want it to do will be in project form. Okay? And then the Lord says, and have dominion. And then he lists the projects over which you must have dominion.
Yeah.
Fish of the sea, birds of the air, and over all creeping creatures. So you notice from the very first week of creation, God blesses man with assignments. God blesses man with assignments. Assignment 1, please multiply. I'm giving you power for procreation.
Yeah.
I'm giving you power to put back in the earth whatever you use. I'm giving you power to make the earth do for you
What you want.
whatever you want. I'm giving you power over fish, over birds, and over all creeping creatures. So that should bring us now to the issue of, so then how does Africa stand up? How does Africa get out of stagnation? There is a verse I love. It's again in Genesis 34, reading on verse 10. Genesis 34, verse 10. It was a scenario where Israel had moved into a foreign land. And there they were told, don't mix with foreigners. But as things would be, a youth, Dinah, Jacob's daughter, had an affair with a prince, the son of a king of the area. And the sons of Jacob were mad because this was abomination. But this is not what we are dealing with. We are dealing with projects. Now, when the local people came to negotiate to be forgiven of this abomination, the king made a statement. And he says, look, guys, you may settle
With us.
amongst us. Settle amongst us. Okay? The land is open to you. Live in it. Trade in it. And acquire possessions in it. So when normally you hear me talking about don't be too heavenly bound before you become earthly relevant. Okay? It is because what qualifies you for transition to the next life is what you did with what you were assigned to do. Honor this.
Say that again.
Okay? So what qualifies you to get to the next kingdom is what you did with what was assigned to you on earth.
Wow.
So this is why for me, no matter how good you are as a Christian, morally upright, if you are not economically engaged, don't even think you're a Christian. You are a moralist. Okay? And moralism is a human standard. You know, let me just say it to the Christians. You know, Hindus have many gods,
Yeah.
but you know they are morally upright. So moralism is not Christianity. Okay? Muslims are not Christian, but they uphold morals.
Yeah.
Atheists don't even believe in God, but they have morals. So moralism is not a mark of Christianity.
Okay.
The mark of Christianity is fulfilling the purpose for which you were created. So if I were to ask you, do you have children? Yes. I take. Do you replenish the earth? Have you subdued the earth? Do you have dominion? If you don't answer these, if I were in class, I would give you 1 out of 4. You know, and you know what that is? You are 25% alive.
Yeah.
You know, you are contributing 25% to life, which is a serious fail.
Yeah.
So Shechem says the land is open to you. Live in it, trade in it, acquire possessions in it. So we get back to your big question. So then how does Africa get out of this mode of stagnation?
Yeah.
Africa needs to realize that we will not change economically by being a huge recipient of donor aid. We will never change. You may have donated roads, you may have donated shops, you may have imported things, but remember that the market never benefits directly from what happens at the marketplace.
Yeah.
So as Africa, here you are doing nothing and having foreign shops built in your land, looking very neat. What is being sold in the shops is imported, looking beautifully packed. The roads on which you are driving are aid in debt form, and this debt will pursue you to your grave and to your children's graves. So what is it that you are living for? Okay? So for Africa to change, we now need to ask ourselves questions and say, so starting from personal level, what will liberate me? So the first thing you need to understand is that idea development is the starting point.
Okay.
But when you have developed an idea, the idea will not immediately give you money. Your idea must be converted into a project. Your idea must be converted into a project. And I want to indicate here that now, look, when we talk about projects, there are a lot of people with sound projects which go with them to the grave without ever seeing the light of day. Excellent projects. You know, I want to start keeping quails. You know, I'll be selling eggs. I'll be processing them. I'll be smoking them. Brilliant. Meet the person 2 years down the line.
What happened?
They are speaking another project. And they have not done even half of what they should have done. So when we talk about a project, what exactly are we talking about? A project is a series of activities.
Okay.
A project is a series of activities aimed at achieving a specific goal. So when you have a project, one thing that must come to your mind is that you are getting into a series of activities. And this is where Africa fails. This is where Africa has a challenge. When you look at the manifestos of political parties, when you look at national development plans, excellent documents, beautiful, but the series of activities.
Okay, thank you so much, Joseph, for giving us that explanation on projects. But as we go for a break, don't go away. Just stay tuned. When we come back, we'll be discussing the specific projects that Africa needs to be liberated. Thank you so much. We'll be talking issues pertaining to life itself in Africa. We'll be talking about education. We'll be talking about religion. We'll be talking about business. Even just why has Africa taken time to develop?
They brought a school system which did not promote thinking but promoted remembering for the sake of creating good employees who don't think but can remember. A school system where you learnt useless Homo habilis, who was Shaka's man. What is the longest river in Africa? Tell me, what is the use of that rubbish? So you went into school and you were studying how many times Muslims pray per day. You wake up at night to study how many times Muslims. So you memorize photosynthesis. You memorize how many teeth a dog has. You memorize everything. And at the end of the day, what did they produce? They produced someone who was a container of useless knowledge.
Now, it sounds like we have now broken through. We haven't. Africa has remained a continent without an identity. It is a continent without an identity. And the first thing you need to develop is to understand who you are.
That's right.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. We were talking about projects before the break. And so, Africa is endowed with so much resources. And to do projects, you need resources. So, as you were talking, what are some of the projects that we should look at, especially at individual level, so that we are able to liberate? Because I remember last week you talked about that if poverty is in a place, it is not a corporate poverty, but it is an individual poverty brought together in one place. So what can we do in order to liberate ourselves?
Now, like I was saying just before the break, we were saying when you look at projects, we are actually talking about a series of activities aimed at achieving a particular goal.
Yeah.
Now, you ask a very important question here. What kind of projects can Africans do?
Yeah.
And I would like to talk about this in terms of personal and national levels. The very first thing that Africa needs to think about and begin to work on is value addition.
Value addition. Okay.
Value addition. You see, Africa is resource rich.
Yeah.
And that is why one time I was talking to you and saying there is one blessing that Africa needs to receive. And I was speaking about the story of Esau and Jacob. Okay? Now, you know the story very well, that these were twins.
Yeah.
And the twins had different lifestyles. One was a home dweller, and the other guy was a hunter.
Yeah.
Okay? So Esau the hunter is hardworking, African mentality, very hardworking. You know, when he wants food, he has to get in the bush. He has to run all day. He has to be very accurate. He has to dig. He has to shoot. And at the end of the day, whatever he works for, he kills. Whatever he works for, he kills. Meaning, he is always diminishing his resources. He is always getting worse than he was the previous day. Okay? Now, here's Jacob.
Yeah.
A guy who sits home and manages business at home. Temporarily, he looks lazy. He looks like, why does this guy sit home? What does he do? Just going to check on goats behind the yard? going to check the chickens, giving them water, and goes to rest. What kind of life is this? And perhaps this is why Jacob's father, Isaac, loved Esau more. Because as a father, you want to see a son who is aggressive,
Yes.
a runner, a hunter, you know. But then you have this son who is always around. Now, what makes the difference is that when the hard-working guy comes home and he has no food, he finds the home dweller has added value. He has added value to this green stuff, which on its own looks like it's nothing.
Nothing.
So the guy has added value to the lentils. He has added value to the beans
The carrot.
and the carrots and the steam as it comes out to hit the nose of the hungry man. He's willing to surrender.
His birthright.
You remember that African kings surrendered the strongest men in exchange for a mirror. That's what value can do. That's what value. That's what value can do.
Yeah.
So someone polishes a stone and makes it shiny to such an extent that you can see yourself in the stone. And you are willing to sell your strongest men in exchange for this beautiful stone which is in your backyard. Right. Now, how has Europe beaten Africa? Value addition. Value addition. All Europe does is collect resources from Africa in their raw state, go and improve them, go and add value to them. And the moment they come back to us, we are willing to surrender. You know, we are willing to give them. Now, look at the old chiefs and laugh at them and say, how could they sell their own people? Look at your modern presidents. How much land are they selling?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how many minerals are leaving the country? How many lopsided partnerships are they signing? And in exchange for what? Value. In exchange for value. So if Africa is to get out of stagnation, the very first project we need to think about is value addition. And this is why the other day I was telling you, look, if I was to be president of an African country, which is mining, like Zambia and Zim, I would actually propose that we close the mines until we build factories that will add value to our minerals.
Yeah.
Let's close the mines until we build factories that will add value to our minerals. Otherwise, as it is now, this is modern day slavery, where you are security guards of resources.
Yeah.
And those who need them, get them when they want them. I mean, just think about it. You have your copper.
Yeah.
It is taken away. And you are waiting for cables. At a price that they determine. You have your manganese and you are waiting for razor blades. you have your gold and you are waiting for jewels. You have, what kind of thinking is it? So when I tell you that Africa is a dead continent, this is one clear symptom of a dead continent. The inability to add value to what we have. Do you know what would happen if Africa learns to add value to what we have? If we began to convert our farm produce into finished products. If we began to convert our minerals into finished products. If we began to convert our cotton into cloth. If we began to convert whatever God has given us into a finished product, they will come kneeling. And the headquarters of the UN will be Harare. Okay? Because value. He who has the pitch pipe chooses the tune. Okay? So currently, and this is why, I mean, I keep going back to it, this is why they fund stupid education. This is why they fund all this nonsense, useless research in universities, producing graduates who can't make a cooking stick. Okay? Because at the end of the day, the whole idea is Africa should never learn to add value to what they have. And as long as we add no value, we remain valueless. Okay? As long as we add no value, we remain valueless. So it must pain every African to realize that actually you are a valueless human-like creature. Okay, valueless. What has brought Chinese into Africa? Value. So projects at home level,
Yeah.
let people learn to add value. I mean, think about it. If you're a farmer, farming is a good project. You're a farmer, you produce maize. When you pack your maize in bags to take it to the miller, who determines the price?
The miller.
The miller will tell you.
Yeah.
Here we are buying at so much.
Yeah.
When the miller converts your maize into maize meal, who determines the price? The miller. So who are you in the equation of productivity? Who are you in the equation of productivity? Because what you produce, you cannot call the price. When what you have produced has been changed into something else, you must buy at a price they determine.
command.
So at personal level, at national level, this is Africa's disaster. This is where we are. So value addition, you produce your groundnuts, and this I'm speaking to individuals. Think about it. Do you want to sell them in that state? Or would you rather get some simple equipment and process them into peanut? You are a dairy farmer. Do you want to sell your milk in that state? Or can you also consider cheese making? You know, you are a maize farmer. Would you want to sell your produce in that state? Or would you rather convert it into number 3 meal, into meal samp, into gaga, or whatever it is? Are you a sunflower farmer? Would you want to sell it in that state? Or would you rather get a simple machine and convert it into cooking oil and its byproducts? So the moment we begin to think like that, we are beginning to liberate Africa.
Okay.
So the other projects we can think about in line with value addition, look at the forests of Africa. Why should we be ordering sofas and good furniture from China which has no trees? So this is a time now we need to think. Project number 1 that will liberate Africa is value addition. Value addition. There are other projects that we can talk about. Currently, you know what Africa is going through. We have depleted our resources.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at our rivers, we have overfished. You know, we started with a hook. We went in with a mosquito net. Now we poisoned the rivers, and now we have no fish.
Yeah.
Today, those that are fish consumers are eating fish from China, which sometimes takes 4 years to arrive.
And it's plastic.
We are not even sure if it's proper fish. You know, we are not even sure if it is proper fish. So today, Africans should start thinking. God said, have dominion over the fish. And now, with technology, we know there's aquaculture as a project. So for people in countries like Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, with all our fresh water, our wonderful climate, this is time that people can now get into fish farming as a serious project. You know, we are unfortunately people that believe in producing short-term crops, maize, sunflower, groundnuts, seasonally. But fish will liberate people economically. Okay, we can think about other projects as Africans. Start thinking about things like market gardening. You know, Africa has a challenge. Today, the southern part of Africa is dominated by South Africa. And the part of South Africa which is dominating are not the black South Africans. Okay? Today we have shops in southern part of Africa, food lovers, you know, ShopRite, Hungry Lion, you know. And in these shops, people are consuming huge amounts of Irish potatoes, huge amounts of lettuce, huge amounts of vegetables. These vegetables are produced by white farmers in South Africa. Okay? We are not saying they should stop doing that. But the big question we should ask ourselves is, are you telling me we are incapable of producing Irish potatoes? You know, are we incapable of producing Irish potatoes? So market gardening in terms of farming for the market, farming high value crops. Africans should sit down and say, I think I'm tired of stagnation. Job searching is no longer fanciful for me. I am getting into productivity. And these are areas that we need to start focusing on. I mean, think about the queues you see around Hungry Lion.
Yeah.
And did you know that those chips come already chipped from South Africa?
You see?
And the only job your daughter gets is to package them into some paper before you eat them. So at the end of the day, all this money is going back to the producer of the Irish potato. That is why I was joking with my friend, Dr. Mwemba. He was telling me when World Cup was coming to Africa in 2010, there was a huge meeting by white farmers, you know, and in that meeting they were agreeing who produces what for this great event. So they shared. Farmers will do eggs, farmers will do milk, farmers will do potatoes, farmers will do this. And jokingly he said, then there was a question, what will the Africans be doing? The indigenous Africans. And the answer was, well, look, let's make them vuvuzelas. Let us make them.
So the vuvuzelas.
Yes, let us make them vuvuzelas. So someone went into a project of doing vuvuzelas. And the 64 countries that came to South Africa for the World Cup were eating eggs, were eating potatoes, were eating beans, were eating from the white farmers.
And they changed that.
And what happened to us? We were in the stadium on time. Kinako.
Yeah.
Vroom, 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 vroom. 10 years down the line, where is South Africa? The white farmers' economy changed permanently.
Yeah.
The Vuvuzela guys?
Still the same.
So, as we conclude
Yeah.
this portion, Chelo, every individual in Africa must understand that you are created to do projects. Okay? You are created to do projects. When God created man, he put Adam in that garden to run a project. When human beings sinned, God gave Noah a project to build an ark. When Abraham was chosen as the father of the faithful, he was moved to another territory to begin a project. When Nehemiah was in that land, Jerusalem was in ruins, he mourned before the king to go back home to do a project. When Paul was preaching, he stayed with Aquila and Priscilla because they were of the same trade. They were running a project. When Jesus came to earth, he told us, I have come to do my Father's business, the project of salvation. Any person who is normal and wants to lead a decent life must ask themselves a question: what project do I live for?
Thank you so much, Joseph. It's never enough time for you, my brother, but we thank God for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to attend our program again. But remember, don't be a vuvuzela, because it's like Africans have just become vuvuzelas. Thank you for watching.
Searching for peace in some void. I was trying to blame on my ears in this world I was in. Safest relationships use me till I was done in. And all the time someone was waiting to free me from sin. He was there all the time. rainbow sand. Now that I know the answer for my life is just starting to mend, and living each new day with Him is a breath of fresh life. And oh, what I missed, He was there patiently waiting in line. He was there all the time. He was there all the time, waiting patiently in line. He was there all the time. He was there all the time. He was there all the time, waiting patiently in line. He was there all the time. He was there all the time.
I'm on my way. To Canada.
Salutations to those who are young and young at heart. Oremi, Madamfo, Enyim, Salam alaikum. Hola, buena gente. Bonjour, legend. Linja dumelang, murigaboto, muliwanji, murigaboto, makadini. Karibu, mwakaitawani, munotambere. Welcome to Blackvue SDA online platform. This is a place where your soul will find rest. Did you know every Wednesday and Friday at 6:15 p.m. we have consistent midweek prayers? Not only that, during the day from Monday to Friday, if you need a soulful song, please tune into our platform and indeed you'll find rest for your soul. On Sabbath, which is Saturday, we have services from 8:30 right up to 6 p.m. What do you expect to find? We have got the church at study, Sabbath school, music, it's story time. Even our little ones, the children, will find solace on Blackvue online worship platforms. Yes, not only are they going to receive a powerful sermon for them, but including the songs, and they'll sing the songs of Zion in the comfort of your home. Yes, you are waiting for the power hour as we receive the beautiful words, the wonderful words that come from the Word of God. In the afternoon, we have got powerful discussions, not only for the young, but even for the old, as we prepare this journey on this planet Earth before the sundown. Yes, there is a sermon that will usher you into the new week as you listen to God speak to you. What are you waiting for? Tell your friends about it. Don't forget to join us on YouTube and Facebook. Like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you as we meet on Blackvue online worship platform.
Nobody. Don't you wanna go?